Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the open greatly, and let's see what team we're going to be trying out. Looks like we are using the Clodsire paired with the Dunsparce and the Shadow Drifblim. We're going to stay in with this Clodsire to potentially get a shield. We do grab that early shield, but now they know we have Sludge Bomb, so this is going to be a fly that we can survive, and then we're going to switch out into the Dunsparce, trying to get them to switch out. They do end up switching out into the Annihilate, so at least this Annihilate got minimal farm. Then we're going to go in with our Drifblim. Drifblim is looking to farm down. We decided to shield the first one because we think we could just farm down, and that's exactly the case. And now we have energy to throw back at this Talonflame. The Talonflame does decide to shield. Wow, great catch right here by our opponent. We were right at the Sludge Bomb, and they were able to perfectly switch out and save all that energy. So right here, we basically have to save the shield for the Talonflame, and it looks like they are running the Earth Power version. They did get the debuff. That might come into play. We take out the... Okay, our opponent does get one Incinerate, I believe, but we are able to shield and get to our own move. That next Incinerate potentially could have taken us out, so we need to take it out immediately, and down goes the Talonflame. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Shadow Drifblim in the back. Just a bit of a roller coaster of events, honestly. If we didn't have all that extra energy on the Drifblim, probably would have been bad news. All right, they switch into their own Dunsparce. Unfortunately, we cannot switch just yet because they do have the energy advantage. So we're just going to stay in, chip away at this Dunsparce. We decide to go for the Earthquake, and it does go through. So we go into our own Dunsparce with the health advantage. One Drone will not KO, but maybe it gets it low enough that we farm it down. Yeah, looks like that might be the case. So forcing our opponent to either switch out or looking to get the farm, but our opponent finally switches out. But then we're going to have the Clodsire matchup that we want. This is easily going to be tanked, so we're going to fire off our own Sludge Bomb. A little bit of an undercharge, looking to get a farm down. Perfect farm down right there, and now we have some energy for whatever comes back in. Nice catch by our opponent, but this energy was going to get thrown anyways. We take out the Dunsparce, and now we see the Drifblim onto their Shadow Quagsire. We call the bait, and it ends up being the Aqua Tail, and that's going to allow us to continuously apply a lot of fast move pressure, but also we do have 2 shields, so they decide to GG's quit after that scenario. All right, next we're going to have the Clodsire onto the Gastrodon. This is horrible. We really don't have a good answer. Obviously, the Drifblim is a good answer, but they're going to have a counter to it. Earth Power does get through. Dunsparce is looking to just chip away at this thing at this point. Since that Earth Power did go through, they're looking for the farm down. Yeah, they get the farm down, but at least we get this into the red. And then we're going to go into our Drifblim now. They counter swap into their Mana Buzz. So Mana Buzz is going to have to face our Clodsire. Dark Pulse version is going to be a little bit better for them, damage-wise. We do not have Stone Edge, so all of this is just neutral damage, and we're hoping that we get enough Sludge Bombs to get it in range of a farm down, because I don't think we're going to be able to KO just by the pacing of this. There's the Dark Pulse, gets us into the red. We're going to fire off this Sludge Bomb, gets them into the red. They counter swap into another flyer, which is horrible for Drifblim. And unfortunately, there's just no way to win this because we're not really applying any fast move pressure, but look at how much fast move pressure they're going to be able to apply. We go for another Icy Wind, probably going to get the second shield, but everything's so low, it doesn't really matter. They go for the farm down, and easily, they're going to be able to win this game. Pidgeot, I guess, was targeting the Driplims. Very unfortunate that we end up seeing a Pidgeot here. So down goes our team, and let's see if we can recover with this next match. Okay, This is a little bit weird. We're gonna have to go into the Dunsparce and see what happens. They are at a potential superpower and dip. There's a superpower and there's the dip. Diggersby is going to be able to win this. They're not really taking any fast move damage. These draw runs, you know, they're adding up, but they're not quite doing enough. So we do at least force them to use energy right here. And we have no choice but to go in with our Drifblim. Drifblim is looking to overfarm a little bit. Okay, actually, they're just going to keep on throwing energy, so we're going to overfarm even more. And now we're going to be able to throw it. This is going to KO or grab a shield. They decide to let it go. Drifblim with some energy. Let's see if we can take advantage of it. We are going to throw this Icy Wind because we want it to potentially farm down, but they do decide to shield. They throw energy that is debugged, which is interesting. So maybe they don't have an answer to this Clodsire. Right now, we are going to tank these foul plays, but all of this energy is adding up. We're going to fire off a Sludge Bomb. They do decide to shield. So this Clodsire seems to be a core breaker for them. What do they have that doesn't want to see this Clodsire? Toxapex? No, ends up being the Drapion, so that makes sense. Okay, so because we are threatening KO with this Earthquake, we're just doing it for the Earthquake because we did have that shield, and down goes the Drapion. So Clodsire ended up being a core breaker for their back line, but not their front line. And luckily, we are able to wiggle out with the win. Okay, good lead here. They go into their Drapion. This is kind of a core breaker, mainly because of the spamminess of it. They decide to go for the crunch first. We avoid the debuff, but you can see we're already pretty low, and we're gonna have to invest a shield here to potentially take them out. Interesting. They had another crunch. So they did end up throwing another move. This draw run does grab that second shield, and at this point, we had to go for the move, and they are going to be able to win the CAP tie. So down goes our Dunsparce with no shields. They're going to have a good amount of energy here, forcing them to use energy on our Clodsire. Okay, ends up being the Aqua Tail. They're trying to CAP tie, so we're just going to let this go, and let's see if they allow us to overfarm. Okay, just a little bit. We fire off the Sludge Bomb, take out the Drapion, and now we see the Dunsparce. But they know our team, so this is going to be very tricky. Earthquake does less than 50%, so this Dunsparce has to go absolutely crazy. One Icy Wind doesn't do 50%. You can see right there, they do have a move, but it is debuffed. So it allows us to survive, but they did have that wiggly still. So GG's to our opponent. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.